Welcome to another review. In this one, it's the LNGU brand of diapers. I think that stands for LNGU Dragoonz. From last I recall, from what I could find out. I'm not quite sure on that though. But this is on the Dragoonz printed diapers. Yeah, that print. So this is the information I could get on them. So the company itself is, from what I could find out, they're a French company, from what little I was able to find out. And they have like 3 different sites. Obviously the French site, the American site, and I can't remember the other one, but I've got it off the American site. So this is what it looks like in the bag. The bag looks like front, side, side, that side of the American side on it, the bottom for reference. Okay, so that's what the bag looks like. There's not much information. There's like barely any information on it. So this is what's on their site, what it says. It says it's pack of 10 cute dragon diapers, 4 different types. It's the print. There's 4 different. It's 9,500 ml. Yeah, 9,500 ml absorbency. Yeah, the max absorbency is at 9,500 ml. Or 9,500 if you want to go that way. Of absorption, protection against leaks all day and night. One of the best absorption capacities on the market. It says design cute baby gamer dragon diaper themed, which includes 4 different types. The prints that's on it. 1 for each different baby dragon in 4 different worlds based on video game culture. They come in 3 sizes. Size medium is 76 to 101 centimeters. That's 30 to 40 inches. Large is 96 to 122 centimeters. That's 38 to 48 inches. Extra large is 117 to 147 centimeters. That's 46 inches to 58 inches. And for a 10 pack, it's around $33.99, $33.99 for the US shop. A 4 pack case is $120. An 8 pack case is $230. So that's all the information on their site that's available. So from my experience and everything else, let's get into what they actually look like. There's 4 different prints. There's, if you can see that, this print. there's this print. There's this print. And there is this print. Open it up and see what this print looks like. What this full print looks like. See here, get that folded. What this one looks like, the full print, and the last one. This one, what the full print looks like. This one. So, when I looked at them after I opened it, I noticed they're a plastic bag with 4 adhesive tapes, and it looks like the whole diaper is printed. The thing I don't like is if you look close enough, you can see through it where it's like printed, where the landing zone is. If these weren't being able to see behind it back here, I think that would be cuter. So all 4 designs have this print on it. Goes from all the way around. It's not 100% positional printing, as you can see. It has front and back elastic waistbands. It has all the prints have a blue inner core, absorption core. They all have high standing leak guards. And when I specifically put it on the first time, what I noticed was, if you think of tykeables like theirs and how they have that wattle cut, it's like with how wide these ones are, it feels like that kind of a cut. So if you're into like that wattle cut, I highly recommend these ones as well, because it actually gives that, especially the more you wet and the more it absorbs, the more of that wattleness you can get with these ones. It's not 100% like tykeables, but close enough. So that's the one thing I noticed with it. I was thinking if they have a wetness indicator, and it ends up it doesn't, but because it's pretty much the clear that's over the white absorption material, you can see it when it gets wet enough. So For my test, I did was about a 24-hour test on one to see how far I can go. The first, I got about 5-ish wettings out of it. Even though there were different amounts of how much was wet in each one, it was about 5 I was able to get out of that. The first wetting, it absorbed quickly and couldn't feel anything that was wet at all. The second wetting absorbed quickly as well, and you can feel the bulkiness after the second starting to happen. The third wetting is when I noticed it's even feeling a little bit bulkier. But by the fourth wetting, I noticed how it had absorbed, from how quickly it absorbed to the fourth wetting. The absorption, how quickly it was absorbing, was starting to not absorb as quickly. So when I went from morning to the next morning, that first morning pee was the fifth wetting, and I didn't leak. It didn't leak at all, which was a good thing, but I noticed it could have been the way I was wearing it or how it absorbed from front to back. It was towards the left back side. This part right here, down in this area, what happened on me is it pooled right there, and I had to change positions because the way I did the test was the squatting position for each test to be more consistent. And when I do the squatting position to pee in them, it goes more towards the back. But if I stand, it goes more towards the front, from my experience. So it pooled right there, and it was just sitting there. So I had to change positions. Then it started absorbing again, but it was much slower. I don't know if it was that specific one I was wearing, because the way it was fit or how it just absorbed, it could have been several different factors. So that was just my experience compared to other experiences. But with this one, that's what happened. I didn't leak, which was good. So on that, the way it absorbed, for me, it absorbed more towards the back, and I was having a hard time getting it to go more towards the front, especially past a certain point in the back, getting it to go further than that, because usually it goes from on me from about here, which the top waistband ends up here, so it goes up to here, and on the back it ends up, the waistband is here, so about here on the butt. From here, where the absorption material ends here, it's this much. I have a hard time getting it to go up there, but it held a lot, and the more it filled up, the more heavier it felt, because I went to capacity as much as I could get it to go for the test. And with that 9,500, like the 9,500 ml capacity being a higher capacity, yeah, it weighed down. But as it weighed down, where the leg gathers are stayed snug against my skin really well. So if you're afraid of that happening, it didn't happen on me. And throughout the day, I adjusted it a few times, because as it gets heavier, I just adjusted it to make sure it was, the top waistband was secure. It was easily able to adjust without issues. The tapes didn't come off. So yeah, so this is what it looks like. I'm going to show what it looks like on. Here's from the front. Let's see here. The front, the side, the back, this side, the front, and as you can see, the side right here, that part where the sides come together from the back and the front panel, the front panel where the tapes lay over, the sides right here of the front panel, seems like when I sit down it tends to tuck itself in on both sides. It doesn't bother me that it does that, but I had to adjust it a few times. So just wanted to you be aware of that. And if you notice over here, who is helping, my special guest, my dragon, her name is Gumdrop. She wants to say hi. So be right here for the remainder of the video. Okay, now to my 5 points of the video. Is it discreet? This one, depending on what you're wearing, especially as it gets heavier, it tends to be more bulky in the crotch butt area where the crotch and butt meet. So if you're wearing like skirts that are long enough, or any other like dresses or any other kind of clothing that wear for the capacity of the diaper, you wear the clothing for that capacity. So so all the princesses out there can be more discreet with dresses and skirts and whatnot. And for your princes out there, wear the clothing for the capacity. So if you didn't know someone was wearing, you couldn't tell with this one. But if you know, you know. The crinkliness of it. There is a crinkle to it. It's mostly around the sides. Yeah, where the two sides, the front and back panel meet. Those is where the most crinkly comes out of it. And a little from the front, but it's mostly those sides. So if you like crinklies, this is one that does have crinkle to it. And for those who this applies to, the third point, does it turn you on? If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There's some people it does, some people it doesn't. So if you're one of those people, yes, it can. The squishiness of it it was major squishy. After that 5th wedding, it was really, really squishy. So if you're into that squish, this one does get squishy where the crotch area is. The most of it was towards the crotch and the butt where I said it absorbed it to. That's where the squishiest was. And it felt like the front, the higher part on the front, started to like absorbent material. Seemed like it was loosening up a little bit, but it stayed in place too, where I felt like a little squishiness, but not a lot. And are they comfortable? Well, because I have autism, I have sensitive skin, it was extremely comfortable. If you have worn Attikables or Rears, it's that kind of comfortable. The material on it was extremely soft against the skin. It didn't have any issues with like rubbing your skin raw or irritation. My skin felt really good, especially how soft that inner core is. It's extremely soft and comfortable, especially after the first wedding and the second wedding. It's still extremely comfortable, but it's like after like the comfortableness after that 4th or 5th wedding is when it could feel like moisture against the skin, mostly that 5th wedding. But when I took it off, the moisture quickly went away from the skin. So and it held really well with that comfortableness. So on that point, I will leave in the description where I got it, the US shop website. So with that, if you like this kind of content or this video, please subscribe to see more. And until my next video or review, boop.